Good afternoon. I'm Jo Strauss-Rosen, Executive Director of Development at Jewish Senior Life, and I welcome all of you to our 27th celebration, 8/80, the Tikkun Olam Awards. Celebrations are so important at JSL. Anytime we can celebrate good news, honor our older adults, our volunteers, our board of directors, our staff, our donors, we do it. This year, it's just a little complicated. We can't imagine doing this on our own, and we're so grateful for the sweet embrace of our community. We salute our donors who provide opportunities for sustenance and protection. We deeply appreciate all the volunteers who spend time calling, shopping, caring. We're so blessed by our community at large. Today, we're here to celebrate some very special people, and that's why we invited you. And now, the Michigan Board of Cantors presents the traditional anthems, the Star-Spangled Banner and Hatikva, to inspire and uplift us all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of free and the home of the brave. Oh, Lord, my name of Nefesh Yehudi, Honoree, Ulfatei Mizrach, Kadima, Ayil Zion, Sophia. Oh, Lord, Hatikva Deinu, Hatikva Bashnot Hamayim, Liot HaChofshi, Be'aseinu, Eretz Zion, Yerushalayim. Liot HaChofshi, Be'aseinu, Eretz Zion, Yerushalayim.
That was beautiful. Let's meet our MCs, siblings, Alana Goldberg Block and Joshua Goldberg. Joshua, host of Bubby's Kitchen, a video series by the Detroit Jewish News, president-elect of Next Gen Detroit, and past recipient of the Mark Lease Family Young Leadership Award. For the past 10 years, Joshua has volunteered for Jewish Senior Life, leading Pesach Sederim like a mensch at Mir Apartments. It's no easy task to find someone willing to volunteer, especially during a holiday. Joshua involves the residents and family members and makes it Hamish and memorable for everyone. This past year, he conducted the entire Seder standing at the loudspeaker for our isolated residents. Joshua is a longtime published genealogist and works in the mortgage industry. Ilana Goldberg-Block is an attorney who focuses on litigation for small businesses and estate planning for young families. In 2017, Ilana served as president of Next Gen Detroit, the young adult division of the Jewish Federation. Ilana currently sits on Federation's Board of Governors and is participating in the Leicester Ambassadors Program through Federation's Israel and Overseas Department. She's also a member of the first cohort of the Hartman Institute I Engage Detroit Community Leaders Program. An alumna of the Frankel Jewish Academy and Hillel Day School, she serves on the FJA trustees and on Hillel Day School's Advancement Committee. Ilana was honored to receive FJA's first Distinguished Alumni Award in 2019 and was recognized as one of the Well and the Detroit Jewish News 36 Under 36 in 2018. Ilana lives in Huntington Woods with her husband Adam and her 3 children, Talia, Judah, and Shira. Joshua and Ilana, take it away.
Thank you, Joe, for asking me to MC with my sister Ilana. Having spent the past 10 years conducting Pesach Seders at Mir Apartments, I feel a deep connection to Jewish senior life. Being there and seeing what goes on, it wouldn't be possible to not recognize the amazing service being provided. And the residents I've met over the years always warm my heart. So this is something I really feel.
And thank you for including me as well. Growing up in a family that values our deep-rooted connections to Jewish Detroit, I'm proud of this community for continuing to find ways to bring us all together. I remember fondly visiting residents at Fleischman while I was a student at Hillel Day School, bringing a minyan every Friday to those living at Mir with my peers at the Jewish Academy, and having Next Gen Detroit programming at JSL so that other young adult leaders could see the beauty in this agency. Joshua and I are fortunate to have our own 4 grandparents still living in this community, and we are so proud to celebrate all those who benefit from Jewish senior life, and in particular, to honor this year's incredible 8 over 80 class.
I'd like to introduce JSL past president Ken Goss and JSL new board president Deborah Rosenthal, who will say a few words about Jewish senior life in 8 over 80.
I am privileged to serve as the new president of the JSL Board of Directors and assist our agency in its mission. This is the 27th anniversary of 8 over 80, our signature fundraiser. 208 remarkable men and women over the age of 80 have been honored with the Tikkun Olam Award, and each and every one of them has left an indelible mark on our community. These are often the quiet leaders, those who choose to make a difference behind the scenes. But they have all made a great impact, and many continue to do so today. L'dor v'dor, from generation to generation. And now to our immediate past president, Ken Goss.
As immediate past president of Jewish Senior Life, I am proud the way our organization provides a secure and supportive environment so our residents are able to continue to live with purpose and with meaning. For those of you that call JSL home, we are so grateful for the trust you and your families put in us each and every day. If you don't yet call us home, please know that JSL will always honor our commitment to our older adults by maintaining the highest level of excellence in our communities and our program. We hope we will be able to celebrate our lives together in the future. Our priority is always keeping our residents safe, entertained, and well-fed in all of our beautiful facilities. We have a wonderful leadership team here at Jewish Senior Life of Michigan. Now let's hear from Nancy Heinrich, our CEO, for her thoughts and comments.
Thanks so much, Ken. While we are here today to celebrate our honorees, it's important to take a moment to acknowledge the impact of COVID-19 on our residents and families. On March 10th, we had a JSL board meeting where we tabled everything else on our agenda and discussed what was going on in the rest of the country in terms of COVID-19 and what our plans were if the virus reached the Tri-County area. The week before, we had published our action plan for this and other contingencies on our website. 4 hours later, the first 2 cases in Oakland County were announced, and the next morning, we informed our residents that the dining room would be closed, that all of their meals would be delivered to their apartments, that there would be no activities or congregating in communal spaces, and only essential visitors would be permitted into our communities. Life had literally changed overnight for our residents, and it was palpable. The roles of all our leadership immediately transformed as well. We became subject matter experts on the CDC, State of Michigan, and Oakland County guidance. We became requisitioners of personal protective equipment and communicators to our residents and family members of what new risks would need to be addressed and how. We became planners for contingencies in an environment where none of our best medical experts could predict with any amount of accuracy what would happen next. We did suffer losses, and we had great successes also. Thankfully, our residents are resilient, and most have adapted very well. But there's no question that many have suffered from the impact of isolation. And there's no end in sight, at least at the moment. We brace for a second wave of the virus, or will it be a third? We pray for an effective vaccine that will help our communities regain their special gift, a sense of community, socialization, stimulation, and purpose, so essential to well-being and longevity. In the meantime, we do the best we can delivering meals, holiday packages, and weekly activity kits, ensuring every resident has food at a time when they can't just get on our bus and go to the grocery store. We carry on with the support of our generous community and our volunteers who have come to our aid, providing economic support, helping us find PPE, making phone calls and writing letters to our residents, and shopping for and delivering groceries. We couldn't do this alone, and we thank each and every one of you who have stepped up for our residents. We're also very excited to announce today that we've recently received a grant to create the Esther and Norman Allen Technology Fund, which will enable us to install Wi-Fi in all of our communities. We expect this to improve connectivity for all of our residents. We're also seeking another grant to help our residents adapt to the technology. It's been such a lifeline to the business community and in truth to most everyone, and this connectivity we hope will help us fight the destructive feelings of isolation of our residents long term. Again, we thank each of you who've supported us. I'm so proud to be the CEO of JSL. We honor our Tikkun Olam awardees today virtually and with our hearts. This is the 18th 8over80 event that I've attended, and although this one is particularly unique, each one has been truly special because the honorees and their stories are so unique and inspiring. Over the years, this event has evolved into the L'Adore Vador event that it is today, and how appropriate. What better way is there for one generation to communicate its values to the next than by forging bonds of friendship and respect? These bonds and the community that we create together form the basis for the mission of Jewish Senior Life. We nurture a sense of community that allows the bonds of friendship and love among residents, family members, dedicated staff, and volunteers to flourish. It's those bonds that have helped us through this pandemic to protect quality of life and to continue to support longevity. That's how we enrich the lives of the older adults we serve in our 6 beautiful residences on our 2 campuses in West Bloomfield and Oak Park, as well as in our exemplary programs and services. Your presence today makes what we do possible. Thank you again.
Nancy, that was wonderful. For all involved, this is so special. As a graduate from and supporter of the Frankel Jewish Academy, I offer special thanks for the partnership in this annual event, bringing together 8 of the Frankel Jewish Academy's now rising seniors with our esteemed honorees. These special students are the future leaders of this community, and they truly understand the importance of L'Adore Vador from generation to generation. Let's go back in time and take a look at these unique relationships that began this past February, pre-pandemic. They met over lunch and then stayed in touch. Earlier this summer, we had the chance to document one of their Zoom conversations. Take a look.
Well, what have you been doing these past couple months? How have you been at home during this whole quarantine situation?
I experiment with cooking more than I did before.
Taking some classes on Zoom.
I've done more reading.
I have made this an art retreat.
I've been biking a little bit more.
I'm exercising and walking a lot. A lot. I took a 3.5-mile walk the other day with my girlfriend.
I try to go out twice a day, if possible, just to see that the world is alive and that things are going on.
We pack a picnic lunch. We go to a nature preserve. We hike in the woods for a while. We find a place and we sit down and have our picnic.
You have to find things to keep you busy so that your time can be productive. That's important.
I'm very lucky because I get to keep learning and doing my schooling, which has been really nice, and my camp is gone online.
I realized that I'll probably never have this much time to just be with myself ever again. So I've been really trying to reflect on myself and take care of myself and start good habits.
And it's a time also to reflect on what do you really like doing, what do you really don't like doing, and focus on the things that you really like doing and get a chance to know who you are better than ever.
And I will say, with this epidemic which is going on, I do think there are some positive things. And the positive things I see are families that are getting together, doing things together that maybe didn't have a chance to before.
Family's definitely been the one unifying and grounding thing in my life for the last however long we've been in quarantine.
At least 6 of the 7 days a week we're having family dinners.
It's just fun to have everyone together again.
Even though my social world is limited, at least I've had my family around me. So that has been very, very important to me.
I can't imagine not having access to technology at this time. What's gotten me through it is being able to talk to my friends and spend time with my family.
And I've never seen anything like this.
We keep telling our grandchildren that they will have something special to tell their children and their grandchildren.
I would say to people of the future just to learn from the past and use this as a learning experience to do better.
I just hope we come out of it and we are more grateful for every day and just being able to go out in the store and be able to hug our friends.
I think as kids grow up today, I hope they don't forget the freedom that they have to enjoy life, even though right now they're not being able to enjoy it to the fullest.
That was great. A most meaningful experience for honorees and students. A partnership of leaders who impact each other and lifelong relationships being formed. And we can't forget to thank the JSL 8/80 co-chairs, Nancy Reed, Neil Satovsky, Arlene Selleck, and their wonderful committee. Thank you all so much for all of the time you give as volunteers and lay leaders.
And we are grateful to so many for the blessing of technology for making today's celebration possible. Rather than having to cancel our plans, we turn to our 8/80 committee for their thoughtful suggestions to create this virtual event. We are deeply grateful to all of you for your leadership, and we want to give a very special thank you to our amazing sponsors. Your generosity has made it possible to acknowledge our honorees with the Tikkun Olam Award, our community's highest award provided to older adults.
Jewish Senior Life stands as our community's central resource for residents and services for older Jewish adults. Over a century ago, our community leaders made a promise to us to care for our mothers and fathers as they age. JSL takes that promise seriously and continues to do everything they can to serve this population and remain a Jewish home for older adults. JSL makes it a priority to celebrate life, l'chaim. And this past June, they celebrated the 105th birthday of Rachel Fox of Fleischman Residence. Let's see how JSL celebrates.
At Jewish Senior Life, our mission is to celebrate life.
Today, Rachel turns 105. Her family had planned a birthday party, but because of the COVID shutdown, they could not have the birthday party.
We thought it would be special to surprise Rachel with 105 birthday cards.
We had the police department here, the fire department here, her friends, her family.
I've had birthdays, but not like this.
Rachel has lived here about 6 years. She is just an amazing person.
She is smart, she is brave, she is funny.
She's full of life. The things that she has seen in 105 years, it's incredible.
Here's a woman that's gone through 2 world wars, the Depression.
She really is a community matriarch, an icon.
This is a big celebration, but every day the staff at JSL works to celebrate the residents' lives in a smaller way.
You will have hard times, but then you have good times too. And I hope everybody here feels as good as I do today.
That was such a great day. Rachel's story is unique, and we're so fortunate she chooses to live with us. At JSL, we focus on the joy during these times of struggle. Every success is toasted. Every event is inspiring. Even though the delivery of our programming has changed due to COVID-19, Jewish Senior Life continues to serve over 725 older adults in its residential communities and many hundreds more who live outside of our residences through our Jewish Community Chaplaincy and Outreach Program, the Dorothy and Peter Brown Jewish Community Adult Day Program, and the Program for Holocaust Survivors and Families. JSL communities are infused with Jewish values and culture while being open and welcoming to all. Today, over half of the people who live in our communities are low income and require housing subsidies. Many others depend on additional tzedakah, charity, to remain in the place they have called home. And that's why we turn to you, our community. Our residents tell us they're grateful to live with us and deeply appreciate all of your support in helping us provide life-sustaining and life-affirming resources. They are our mothers and our fathers, and we also plan for our own futures. Click on the donate button if you feel so inclined. Thank you for your continued support.
Our Greater Metropolitan Detroit community members, as you know, are the best volunteers in the country. They derive pleasure from giving back, taking on challenges, and saying yes to helping and doing whatever they can to make a difference. Today, we honor a very special group. David Broner, Charles Domstein, PhD, Ruth Goldstein, Doreen Hermelin, Doctors Phoebe and Harris Mainster, Irene Miller, Joyce Sherman, and Dr. Warren Tessler. We now present an inspiring film about these extraordinary honorees.
My name is Ruth Ellen, maiden name Katzman Goldstein. I grew up in Detroit. I graduated from Wayne, from the College of Education, and I began teaching in the Detroit Public Schools in 1959. I did a lot of Hebrew education as well as public education. I taught at Shaare Zedek before I taught in public school. I was tutoring and I was like an assistant in the Hebrew school when I was at Wayne. And then in the summer, I became part of the day camp. The first year, I was the secretary. After that, I was a counselor there for several years. It's my second home and always has been. I started volunteering as a teenager. I belonged to BBG and I belonged to counselettes along with my activities at Shaare Zedek. After that, I began to bowl with B'nai B'rith women. I became the president of my bowling league. I became the president of the Bowling Association at one point, and I served as the president of Centennial Chapter. Other than that, I volunteer at the Holocaust Memorial Center. I have been a docent since 1986. I have been doing youth tours of the city of Detroit since 1981. I started doing youth tours before Jewish Historical Society did them. And when they started the youth tours in the early 2000s, Judy Cantor asked me to serve on the committee. And I have been a member, a board member, and an officer almost 20 years. And I do more than youth tours. Now I do adult tours, and I also do virtual tours for them. I come from a home where Tikkun Olam was very important. My parents were community involved, and my grandparents. Helping other people, it just was natural for me. I am thrilled with so many things. I'm thrilled that I've been able to follow in the footsteps of my family, and that I did it with a partner. My husband participated a lot too. My children take a part, and we're carrying on the heritage that was given to us.
My name is Warren Tesler. I was born in Jersey City. In 1942, the war was on, so we came to Detroit because there's plenty of work. Factories were employing overtime, so we came here and been here ever since. I was a dentist, and then I went to Boston University for periodontics, which was my specialty. Then I was fortunate enough to be in the Army. We were in South Carolina. I moved back to Detroit in 1968, and it's been terrific. When we first moved back to Detroit, I wanted to become active in a shul. And so when we moved out to West Bloomfield, we joined Beth Abraham, and then one thing led to another, and then they saw I could daven, and then I was on the religious committee. Then I became an officer, and ended up being, in 1989 to 91, I was president. Charlotte was very active at Hillel, fundraising, and then she helped reorganize the Alumni Association. So when she passed away, we all bought bracelets with letters on them. WWMD, what would Mom do? So the kids and I all thought that since Mom was involved in re-energizing the Alumni Association, that we'd make a contribution to Hillel Day School in her memory to the Alumni Association. So we did that. And now, since there's money accumulating, we're looking at different ways to utilize that money for scholarships or for camp. Charlotte was the impetus for making sure I did things in the right way. I used to say that she was the wind beneath my wings. Even though I got all the covet and the glory for what may have happened at shul and or volunteering, she was, in her quiet way, the impetus for keeping me on the right path. I've been giving blood pretty regularly. Wednesday morning is Meals on Wheels, and Sunday, when they need at Yad Ezra, they call me to help deliver foods to the people who can't get out to get them themselves at Yad Ezra. In the scheme of things, I've been very fortunate. We all have some hiccups in life. I've been blessed. Life is pretty good, and volunteering is a pretty terrific thing to be able to do. It's time to give back, and the community needs volunteering, and I'm trying to provide some of it myself.
My name is Joyce Sherman. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. We came to Detroit in 1941, just my parents and I. We lived on Philadelphia between 14th and LaSalle. I went to University of Michigan for 2 years, and then I went to Wayne, graduated from Wayne. And while there, I met my husband on a blind date. We have 3 children and 6 grandchildren. Over the years, I have done a lot of volunteering, both in Jewish organizations and non-Jewish. I think the work I've done through National Council of Jewish Women and Hebrew Free Loan have been very important to the community as well as to me. When my husband was going on for his specialty license, he went to Hebrew Free Loan and we got a loan. And this is very dear to me. From both the National Council of Jewish Women and Hebrew Free Loan, I work with the committee that gives out scholarships, loans, and grants to college students. And I find that very rewarding. Probably hundreds of students have benefited from our loans and grants. The Brown Center is for people with dementia and Alzheimer's. I became involved when my mother was a participant. I wanted to be involved with her life at that point, and she loved it. And it was wonderful. It kept her going for a long time. Since I was 14 years old, Tikkun Olam has been something that I've enjoyed doing and felt it was important. I'm glad I've done the things I've done.
My name is Chuck Domstein. I'm from Detroit, and I have very fond memories growing up down there. One of my best memories is the Jewish Center. We used to go there to play baseball and go hit it over the fence, as they called it there. Everybody knew everybody, and when you bump into somebody from the old neighborhood, it's like meeting family all over again. I'm very fortunate. I have a wonderful wife, Judy. I have 3 children who are not really children anymore, needless to say. They're grown up. I am very proud of them. And to me, there's nothing better in life than having kids and grandkids. As I was growing up, I worked a little bit so I could go to Wayne State University. I got a bachelor's and a master's almost immediately. And then a number of years went by, and I decided I want to finish and get a doctorate in education. Education is extremely important. Most of my life, I was an educator, trying to help kids and trying to help families and those in need to lead a better life. I've always been very proud that I was in education so long. Over the years, I volunteered at a number of organizations, Friendship Circle, Leader Dogs for the Blind, Program for Holocaust Survivors and Families, Yad Ezra. I have tried my best over the years to be as involved as possible. I would urge people to go out and get involved, not just in the Jewish community, which is very important, needless to say, but in community in general. It's one thing to talk about things, another thing to roll up your sleeves, dig in, and do it. Because there certainly is a need. We see it every day on our televisions, on our computers, and why just watch it? Do something about the world that you live in.
My name is Doreen Nina Curtis Hermelin. I grew up in Detroit on Fullerton, about 2 blocks off of Dexter. I lived there until I was 9. We had a gorgeous house. My father was an engineer. He had built 2 factories in Michigan, so he was doing very well at that time. For me, it was beautiful. My life was beautiful. I can't complain. David and I started dating when I was between 15 and 16. Everybody liked him so much that nobody would ask me out after that because he had so many friends. He was pretty magnetic. He had a pretty magnetic personality. So once I started dating him, it was just so much fun to be with. We got married post-haste when I was 19. I ended up having 5 children, 1 son and 4 daughters, all of them amazing, amazing people. And then I have, from those 5 children, I have 19 grandchildren, which is incredibly fabulous. I've been involved in many of the volunteer organizations in the city. The Jewish Welfare Federation. I became chairman of the Women's Division at one point, and I was very happy to do that. I'm thrilled that we raise the money we do in the Federation to support the causes in the community. It's very important to me. Over the years, we had helped Clinton a few times. We had him at our house about 3 times for events, for fundraiser events and everything. When he became president, he appointed my husband to ambassador of Norway. I mean, he never dreamt of being an ambassador. I never thought we would ever be serving overseas. It was an amazing experience. Living there was a fairy tale. Before I went to Norway, my husband became very involved in ORT. He became the World ORT president. So I traveled with ORT a lot with him when we visited the schools all over Europe. It was very exciting to see how many kids we were educating, how many places they were involved in. And of course, that touched my heart tremendously. So when I came home and when we settled back in Detroit, I did become involved with ORT again, and I took leadership positions there. To me, Tikkun Olam means repairing the world and making it better for the people who live in it. That's what we've been doing. That's what I've been doing my whole life. My goal with my husband since we got married. Tikkun Olam has always been our watchword.
My name is David Broner. I grew up in Detroit, around the corner from the business that my dad and grandfather owned. I had one job my whole life. I grew up in a family business and really helped grow the business, and it helped grow me. I took it over when I was 30 years old. I probably wasn't prepared to take it over, and I knew that. So that's when the learning really began. I would say anything before that was like, okay, I went to school, but that's the real learning began, and I have a lot of friends who were inspiring to me, and I met a lot of people that were helpful to me, and maybe that's one of the reasons I'm trying to be helpful to others. I met my wife through the JCC, and we both went to a winter weekend, and we were playing these games out in the winter snow, and I met her, and I followed up like a week later and had a date, and we've been married 58 years. We have 3 great kids. We have 7 wonderful grandchildren. Our family is key to our joy and key to my well-being. I'm the SCORE ambassador to the Detroit neighborhoods. There are 7 neighborhoods that the mayor has pointed out, and so I know the people in these neighborhoods, and when they have needs, we can hook them up with the right mentors to go help those entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs all have dreams, whether they live in a wealthy neighborhood or a subpar neighborhood. And so in Detroit and the suburbs like Hamtramck and Highland Park, they don't have resources like we have in other places. And so I know that I can help in those areas. That's where I want to work. I mentored at O.W. Holmes Elementary on the southwest area of Detroit. And when that school closed, I went to Emerson Elementary, and I love doing that. Mostly 2nd graders and 3rd graders, but those kids all have a spark, and they all want to learn, and it's fun to be with them. That's why I support Brilliant Detroit and Beyond Basics, because they're trying to help those same kids that we were working with in DPS. One of the most significant things I could tell you is that I read a book that says take some chances. If you don't like what you're trying, try something else. And I took that hook, line, and sinker, and that's how I found the things that I'm really happy about. Everybody's got their own gifts. This is a gift I got. Other people have to use their gifts. So I would say for the people that are interested, come along. I'll show you the way, and then you take it from there.
I'm Harris Mainster. I grew up in the Bronx, New York City.
I'm Phoebe Mainster, born in Brooklyn.
We met on the boardwalk in the South Shore of Long Island. We had a summer romance. I left New York City to go to University of Michigan.
I came to Detroit to get married. We have been married for 59 years, but it only seems like 1 minute because it's been a very good marriage. Our lives were perfect because we were excited by what we were doing. He was excited to go to work every day, as I was.
And that hasn't changed a bit for me. I still work and I still love getting up in the morning. I have the best job in the world. I'm a trauma surgeon and a general surgeon, and I still take call at night and weekends. I'm also the chairman of the Department of Surgery. And several years ago, I was asked to be on the board of directors of Beaumont Health, and I hope to continue that until my time is right.
Mine is a little more on the arts-oriented side. I taught at Wayne State University for 30 years in the English department. When I retired, I took on a new life, and that's being an artist, so I've been painting quite seriously. I'm currently president-elect of the Jewish Ensemble Theater, so I will begin my 2nd presidency June of 2020.
Over the past 49 years, we've worked in 49 different countries. We've gone to those countries based on the need of the country. We've gone to war-torn areas. We've gone to areas of deprivation. We've offered our services, and they've been well received. The story starts when one of my friends went to visit a priest in Nicaragua, and they were in desperate need of medical attention, particularly a medical surgeon. And Phoebe and I and the children decided we were going to go there and help. I was trained as a general surgeon. Back in the days, we didn't have so many specialists. I do anything that comes through the door, especially if there's nobody else there to do it.
People always ask, and what are you doing while he's doing surgery? And being an English professor, I have always had the job of teaching English as a second language. So we've gone as the dynamic duo. He has been teaching medicine and I've been teaching English. I've taught in probably 48 of these countries that we have been to. And this year I will probably be teaching again in Nigeria.
Every year, we pride ourselves in being able to go to a place that needs us, and that's our first priority is need, and it's been an incredible adventure ever since.
My name is Irene Miller. I was born in Warsaw, the capital of Poland. My parents escaped Poland sometimes during the year of 39 and 40. We ended up in a Siberian labor camp, then shipped to Uzbekistan when I was in orphanages a few years. After the war, I returned to Poland. From Poland to Israel. From Israel, at the age of 18, I decided to go to settle in the United States. I was extremely eager to go to college, and I thought that I will have a greater opportunity in the United States. I have 3 college degrees: psychology, social psychology, and an MBA with a major in hospital management. I have been professionally very much involved in all kinds of organizations. I was on the board of directors of the American Jewish Committee. I was the administrator of the first federally HMO in Michigan. I am for 20 years a docent at the Detroit Institute of Arts. I do feel rewarded that I had the opportunity to do those things. I acquired an amazing skill of being able to combine the pain with the joy of living. The pain is there, but I also have a great joy of living and sharing it. I just want to use my painful experiences for positive purposes. I speak all over the country, and when I speak in all those places, talk about being the voice of the voiceless. I am one of the 10% of children who survived the Holocaust. I feel that I speak for the 1.5 million children who were killed. I am their voice. Not just to tell this story, but to do everything possible to prevent such stories from happening again.
I would like to say to the generations to follow, be kind to one another, love your family, be involved with family, and take a part in this community. Make yourself happy in the community in which you live and make others happy too.
We all have sort of hiccups in life, and I think the thing that helps me keep going is to pick myself up, dust myself off, and start all over again.
If you have the energy and you have the strength and you have the inclination, I would certainly urge you, as much as you are capable of doing, to go out into your community and try to help. There's someone out there, or some group of people, or some child, or an adult maybe, that would appreciate anything that you can do for them. Please try to help.
My advice for the next generation, be kind and be inclusive.
If you give back, you'll get back. I would just say, you get one life to a customer, I would try to help somebody. That'll lift you up.
Take on that challenge. If it seems it's going to be a little difficult, Try it. Don't say no all the time. Say yes to more things than you say no to, because life's an adventure.
Always be honest with yourself, because if you can do the best that you can and understand what you can do, then you can be the best person that you can be.
My advice is to do what you love doing. Do it well, do it conscientiously, and do the best that you can in any field that you choose.
Know that you individually can have an impact on positive changes in your immediate world. Don't be a passive bystander when you see injustice faces you. Your future in the country and place that you live can be significantly affected by you. You have the power to make a difference. Do it.
Wasn't that incredible?
That was amazing. Such treasures of our community. They've got so much wisdom.
And what beautiful life lessons for all of us. And we can't thank Jewish Senior Life enough for inviting us to participate in this special event.
This is such an incredible cause, and we're so honored to be with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua and Alana, and all of you for supporting JSL and participating in this warm and inspirational feel-good afternoon. Mazel tov to our amazing 2020 Tikkun Olam Award winners, and to the Frankel Jewish Academy students, teachers, and their families. Thank you to Daniel Cohen and his team at Quality Kosher Catering for preparing brunch in a box for our honorees. We hope you enjoyed our event this year. Your generous support benefits the Quality of Life Fund and urgent additional resources needed to protect the older adults we serve during these unprecedented times. Take a look at our 8/80 digital ad journal located on our website. Your support has made our continuing work possible. Thanks to you, JSL can still fulfill its mission. We thank you and send our best to you all. Wear a mask, stay safe, and take good care of yourselves and each other. See you next year. Well, hello.
Hello.
Meet your twin brother. Look at how cute you are. I hope you enjoy your twin sister.
I'm sure I will. She's going to stand in the place of honor in the living room.
Go greet your twin brother.
Oh my God, looks just like me.
Isn't he handsome?
Right. But he wanted to go on the other side.
Enjoy.
So tall.
Isn't he so handsome? To a girlfriend. Oh, you're so tall.
I'm very tall.
This is one of our honorees.
This is magnificent. It's absolutely perfect at our front door. It's a welcoming portrait.